Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cleveland Browns franchise. I'm your host, Husker Eurocat, and today the Browns have flown across the pond to play in London for week number 16 and their second meeting of the season with the Cincinnati Bengals. Last week, the Browns had a narrow escape at home against the Steelers on Thursday Night Football. The Browns were geared up for a tough game, and the Steelers gave them all they could handle. The defense for the Steelers held the running game of the Browns to 18 yards for the entire game, and it took all Matt Stafford could do, even being the team rushing leader, to pull off a win in front of the hometown crowd. This week the Browns have plans on taming the Bengals in historic Wembley Stadium. The Bengals are in a must-win situation if they want to remain hopeful for a spot in the playoffs. The Browns, on the other hand, are assured of a spot in the playoffs, but must keep winning if they hope to keep alive the dream of winning home field advantage for the playoffs. After a loss in overtime to the Steelers and a loss to the Titans at home, the Bengals will be charged for a win in London. The Browns are counting on that first place pass offense, number 1 ranked turnover differential, and the number 1 ranked rush defense in the league to get the win here in Wembley. The Bengals won the toss and elected to kick the ball away, so that put the ball in the hands of the Browns at the 24-yard line, and the pass is out of the backfield to Turbin, and he gets 5 yards, but hold the phone. Matt Stafford has injured himself. Oh my goodness, the first play of the game. Smith throws incomplete. 3rd and 5 coming up. Smith back to pass, and it's complete to Barnage over the middle inside Bengal territory at the 47. 1st and 10, and Smith hands off to Turbin, and he's caught in the backfield back at the 49. 3-yard loss. Smith back to pass again, completes it to Travis Benjamin inside the 40-yard line from the 36. Smith back to pass, throws to the right side to Barnage, and he's inside the 20. Now in the red zone at the 18-yard line. Smith throws to Turbin out of the backfield, and he has a nice gain inside the 10-yard line. And they're going to mark it 3rd and inches. Smith is back to pass and rolling right and throws incomplete. Now a 26-yard field goal attempt, and it's good by Kaimi Fairbairn. Now with an injury update, let's go to Eurocat baby.
Starting out the game with an injury to your starting quarterback is one of the worst things that can happen to a team, both physically and emotionally. But the Browns trainer said that Matt Stafford has re-bruised his elbow on his throwing arm from earlier in the season. At this point, they're just not sure if they're going to get him back in the game or not, but they are working on him at the moment. In the meantime, it'll be Geno Smith at the helm for the Browns.
Well, let's hope that it's minor and he gets back in the game real quick. Now with the score 3-0, the Bengals have the ball at the 16-yard line. Dalton goes back to pass and decides to run, and it's an 8-yard pickup. Now at the 24, Hill gets the ball, and it's up the middle for a few and a first down. From their own 28.5, Dalton goes across the middle to Marvin Jones, complete for the first down. Now at the 41, Dalton throws up the left side numbers, and it's complete, being chased by Josh Jones, and he finally gets him inside the 5-yard line. And a false start drags the Bengals back another 5. And from the 9.5-yard line, Dalton throws, intentional grounding call. That will lose them another down, so 3rd and goal from the 19.5. Dalton throws incomplete to Zach Line, and that brings on Jake Elliott for a 37-yard attempt, and it's up and good. So your score is tied up 3-3. The Browns have it 1st and 10 at the 25. Turbin takes it to the left side and is over the 30-yard line. 3rd and 5. Smith goes back to pass, and it's incomplete, intended for Travis Benjamin. 2nd and 9 for the Bengals now. Dalton goes back to pass, and it's complete to Mohamed Sanu over the middle. 1st down, Bengals. From the 36.5, the give is to Jeremy Hill up the middle, and he gets a 9-yard gain. So your score after 1 is 3-3, all tied up. And into the 2nd we go, 3rd and 1. Dalton off of play action throws right side, and he has Tyler Croft. He's inside the 20 and finally brought down by Dante Whitner. Now it's 3rd and goal from 3-yard line, and Jeremy Hill punches it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. And with a straightforward carry up the middle, the Bengals take the lead in the game 10-3. And now from the 25-yard line, the Browns will try again. Smith giving to Turbin, and he loses yardage. 2 yards in the backfield. 2nd and 12. Smith is sacked. But wait, offside is called on Emmanuel Lamour. So that gives the Browns 3rd and 7. Smith throws right side, and DeAndre Hopkins can't hang on to it. That gives the ball back to the Bengals. Now Dalton hands off to Hill, and he's up the middle for a nice gain of 5 yards. 3rd and 5 now. Dalton tries to run, and he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. And it's Browns ball again. 1st and 10. Smith, a long pass, and it's complete to Travis Benjamin. He's in there for the touchdown. Browns. If you take a look on the Jumbotron, Smith just about a perfect pass into the outreached arms of Travis Benjamin and into the end zone for another Browns score. Reggie Nelson unable to make the shoestring tackle, and into the end zone goes Travis Benjamin. The field goal, the extra point is missed. Oh no! Another one missed by Fairbairn, and they are right, he choked on that one. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Dalton goes back to pass, and he completes it across the middle to James Wright for a 6-yard gain. 4 yards to go, and Jeremy Hill out of the backfield gets it to the 39-yard line. Now 2nd and 11. Bernard carries to the 44-yard line for a 6-yard pickup. And he is hurt on the play. Elbow injury. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning with your score 10-9 Cincinnati. And on 3rd and 5. Dalton doing a little bit of directing, gives it off to Hill, and he is caught in the backfield. 1st and 10 for the Browns now. 1:44 left. Turbin carries around the left side for almost a 1st down. Inches to go. Smith back to pass and completes it to Gibbons for only a 3-yard gain. Now with 7 yards to go, Smith rolls to the left and completes it to Turbin for a 1st down at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Smith dropping way back and is sacked. inside the 45 for a 10-yard loss on the play. Now Smith going back to pass again, and it is incomplete. And that will bring us to halftime with your score 10 for the Bengals, 9 for the Browns. It's a pretty even first half, but Ka'imi Fairbairn is really having issues right now. He's been terribly inconsistent here as of late. This could be a tie ball game right now, and that missed extra point may come back into play as the game goes on. Once again, the running game of the Browns is pretty much non-existent. Somehow, they need to find a solution to that issue, or this could be a long second half. Welcome back to Wembley for continuing coverage of the Browns and the Bengals. Our Eurocat baby has spoken to both coaches and has an update for us, so let's take it down to the sideline.
First of all, Giovanni Bernard got his funny bone hit and lost feeling in his left arm, but seems to be all right and will be back in the game for the second half. In speaking with Coach Bettini, he told me that he's pretty pleased with the play of his defense. However, he's very concerned that his O-line is not making any holes for the running backs. He said that they're very capable guys and that they just need to start executing blocks better if they want to open holes. He also mentioned that while Matt Stafford is in a lot of discomfort, he will be coming back in the game here in the second half. Coach Lewis kind of mimicked what Coach Bettini said, but added that he needs the offensive line to block a little better for Andy Dalton to give him a little more time to scan the field. If they can do that, the Bengals will have a little better pass threat. He said that Andy is 7 of 9 in the passing effort, but some of his throws have been hurried. He feels that if he had a little more time, he would be able to find someone open downfield.
I agree with Coach Bettini's assessment of the running game. They need some help. The Bengals get the ball first here in the second half, and on 3rd and 8, Dalton goes back to pass, and he throws complete to Marvin Jones across the 40-yard line. 2nd and 9 now, and his throwing again, and it's knocked down by Josh Jones. 3rd and 9. Dalton goes back to pass, throws up the middle, and it bounces off of Mohamed Sanu's knee. After a quick 3-and-out from the Browns, the Bengals have it again at their own 32. Dalton throws complete to Mohamed Sanu at the 45-yard line. And Joe Hayden is injured, holding his hand. That could be costly as the Browns try and climb back in this one. Dalton is back to pass and completes it to Marvin Jones at midfield. 2nd and 5. Dalton packed pass again and completes it again to Marvin Jones inside the 35. Now at the 30, Dalton throws long, and it's intercepted by Justin Gilbert, and he's back outside the 5 to the 7-yard line. And that one intended for Tyler Eifert, but Gilbert was in a better position, and down with the ball he came. Now from the 7-yard line, Stafford drops back almost to his own goal line and flings it long, and it's incomplete, intended for DeAndre Hopkins. 2nd and 10 now. Stafford throws to the left side to Malcolm Johnson, pushed out of bounds at the 17. But not after a first down. Stafford gives to Robert Turbin, and he's caught in the backfield by Ray Mawaluga. Now on 2nd down, Stafford goes back to pass, and he heaves it long and complete to Josh Gordon over the 50-yard line and into Bengal territory. Just out of reach of Reggie Nelson into the waiting arms of Josh Gordon. So from the 48 of the Bengals, Turbin in the backfield, Takes it on a counter to the left and inside the 45-yard line. Now it's 3rd down and 4. Stafford throws and incomplete, almost intercepted by Ray Mauluga. That gives the ball back to the Bengals. And at the 20-yard line, Hill can't find any room and bounces it out to the right, and he has lots of room. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Cincinnati. You can see on the replay where Hill just bounced it out to the right after not finding much room in the interior, and Josh Jones cannot make the tackle. That gives the Bengals an 8-point lead, 17-9. Stafford back to pass, completes it to Travis Benjamin for a 9-yard gain. On 2nd down, Stafford rolls to his right, throws complete to Malcolm Johnson, and he's out of bounds at the Browns' 48-yard line. Now on 2nd and 11, Stafford throws complete to Gary Barnage inside the 40 of the Bengals. And the score is 17-9. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion separates these two teams. So on 3rd and 8, out of the shotgun, Stafford back to pass, and he has to throw off his back foot, and it is incomplete. So for a 52-yard field goal, on comes Kaimi Fairbairn, and it's right down the middle. 17-12 is your score. On 2nd and 10, Dalton throws complete to Tyler Eifert, and he's out of bounds on a 1st down at the 39-yard line. Now let's go to Eurocat Baby for an update.
I have a couple of updates to tell you about. First, the injury to Joe Hayden was to his lower arm, not his hand as was suspected. The trainers have taken him back to the locker room for x-rays. They can't tell if it's just a deep bruise or a break of some kind, but I don't know at this point whether he's going to be back in this one or not. And the other one is that the Browns understand that there is less than a quarter to go in this one and have been on the sideline trying to come up with a plan to get back on top.
Well, if they're going to get back in this one, they're going to have to make something happen fast. Now on 1st and 10, with just over 9 minutes to go, Dalton is back to pass and completes it to A.J. Green. 1st down inside Brown territory. Now on 3rd and 9, the give is to Zach Line, and he does not even get past the line of scrimmage. So on 3rd and 10, it's now Brown's ball. Stafford rolls right, and he completes it to DeAndre Hopkins, and he's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 2nd and 10, Stafford throws left to Turbin, and he gets the 1st down and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 2nd and 10. The throw is over the middle to Gordon at the 30, and a 1st down for the Browns. Now on 2nd and 11, Stafford goes back to pass, and it's complete again to Gordon inside the 15-yard line. Now at the 13, Stafford throws again to Turbin, and he's inside the 10. 2nd and 4, Stafford back to pass, and he gets clocked in the backfield. Emmanuel Millimore makes the sack back at the 14-yard line. And that brings up 3rd down and 11 for the Browns. And out of the shotgun, Stafford back to pass, throws complete to Johnson inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal at the 3. Turbin gets the ball and takes it only back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal. Stafford drops back and gets dropped himself back beyond the 10 at the 12-yard line. 4th down and goal, and Benjamin does not make it. Down to the 2-yard line is the best that he can do, where it's now the Bengals football. 56 seconds left, and it's a safety. J-Ron Hosley comes off a blitzing cornerback position and makes the stop. Now Mostert on the return from the 25-yard line makes it almost to midfield. So with 42 ticks left, Stafford goes back to pass, and it's complete to Gordon inside the 35. At the 34-yard line, it's a first down for the Browns. Stafford is sacked back at the 43.5. So on 2nd and 19, Stafford drops back and is hit, and the ball falls incomplete. 3rd and 19. Back to pass again, and he throws long and incomplete for DeAndre Hopkins. 4th and 19, 9 seconds left. Stafford is hit as he releases it, and it falls incomplete. 7 seconds left in the game, and the Bengals come out in the victory stance, and the game is over. The Bengals win 17-14. Another defensive battle for you, and unfortunately, the Browns don't come out on the winning end in this one. You could blame the poor play of Keimi Fairbairn, but it's just the fact that the offense isn't looking very sharp out there. Whether it's missed blocks, bad passes, drop passes, or lack of a running game, the Browns just look out of sync. They got more yards than the Bengals, more first downs, but just were not able to sustain drives in critical moments. Between both Geno Smith and Matt Stafford, the Browns were at 47% complete for only 1 touchdown, and that's just not going to get the job done. 11 yards rushing on 13 attempts is pathetic. When the defense knows that you're a one-dimensional team, it's hard for the offense to operate. Even though Gordon and Benjamin racked up a good amount of yards, the key drops is what stopped them from having a great game. We're still waiting for DeAndre Hopkins to show up. It may be that he's drawing the attention of the defensive backs, but it sure would be nice to see him have better production games. On the defensive side of the ball, another solid performance today. If it weren't for that 80-yard mistake, a big one, that's for sure, the running game of the Bengals would have been kept in check. I've also been told that the injury to Joe Hayden has been examined, and he's been cleared to play next week in the season-closing game. With 1 week to go in our season, here are the standings. In the AFC, we have the Browns still leading the Steelers by 2 games due to their loss to the Eagles this weekend. Both have made the playoffs, though. In the South, the Jags lead comfortably over the Titans and have won their division. The Bills lost to the Seahawks, but still are a runaway winner of the East. And the Chiefs and the Raiders are in the same situation as the Browns and the Steelers, with the Chiefs winning the West. In the NFC, the Vikings, Lions, and Packers all have a shot at winning the North. The Falcons have a 1-game lead over the Bucs in the South, but have won that division. So if the Bucs get in the playoffs, it will be as a wild card team. The Panthers, for the 3rd season in a row, have won the East, and in the West, the Seahawks have won not only the division, but home field advantage as well. So in the NFC, we have 3 slots still open, with the North Division coming down to week number 17. The Vikes play at the Cowboys, the Lions play the Rams at home, and the Bucs play the Falcons in Atlanta. Now that could be an interesting matchup, since the Falcons can't get home field, yet could risk not getting a bye week if they don't play their starters. What will they do? In the AFC, the Browns, Chiefs, and Bills are all at 12-3 records, but the Bills hold the head-to-head lead over the Browns. So the only way that the Browns win home field is for the Bills to lose to Denver and the Chiefs to lose at Pittsburgh. All this is predicated on the Browns winning their game with the Colts in Indy. That could be scary depending on what team shows for the Colts and if the Browns can manage a run game. Keep in mind that if you enjoyed this video, leave a like so that others can enjoy it as well. And if you would like to be notified when there is a new one, subscribe by clicking on my icon at the end of the video. It's been our pleasure to bring you coverage of the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. And in our next episode, see our regular season finale as the Browns take on the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. Until then, for Eurocat Baby, I'm Husker Eurocat saying so long for now, and have a good day, everyone.